Today is on Sunday, July 5, 2026. Brazil and Norway will face off in the round of 16 of the World Cup in a match that, according to this prediction, promises to be anything but simple. Before anything else, it's important to make it clear, this is not an official result, nor is it confirmed information about the score of the match. The forecast points to a tough, physically and emotionally intense match for the Brazilian national team. On one side, Brazil arrives with the weight of its jersey, the tradition of 5 world titles, and players capable of deciding a game with a single play. On the other, Norway appears as an organized opponent, strong in duels, dangerous in the air, and very efficient when it finds space to accelerate. From the opening minutes, Brazil tries to take control of the match. The team exchanges passes, occupies the attacking half, and pushes Norway back. But it soon becomes clear that having the ball doesn't necessarily mean dominating the game. Norway closes down space as well, protects the central corridor, and forces Brazil to circulate the ball down the flanks, without offering easy paths to the penalty area. The game is starting to take on a tense tone. Brazil is trying to speed things up, attempting short combinations and looking for openings to penetrate the defense, but is encountering a compact and focused opposition. Norway is willing to spend more time without possession, but isn't just playing defensively. With each ball recovery, they try a quick counterattack, exploiting long balls, speed, and physical presence in attack. The first major warning sign comes precisely during one of these transitions. Brazil loses possession in the attacking half, takes a few seconds to regroup, and Norway finds space to advance. The Brazilian defense has to scramble, the goalkeeper rises to the occasion, and the shot goes just wide. The play doesn't change the score, but it changes the atmosphere of the match. From that point on, it becomes clear that Brazil will have no margin for error. The psychological pressure is starting to weigh on the fans. They realize it won't be a comfortable game. Every cross cleared by the Norwegian defense increases the anxiety. Every blocked shot turns Brazilian possession into frustration. In knockout matches, when the favorite takes too long to score, the opponent grows stronger. And in this prediction, Norway grows stronger at the most dangerous moment possible. The Norwegian goal originates from a set piece, a free kick from the side, the ball lifted into the box, a physical challenge, a deflection, and the net. Norway opens the scoring and puts Brazil against the wall. It's the kind of goal that completely changes a knockout match. The team that was previously waiting now believes even more in its own plan. Brazil, in turn, needs to react without losing its composure. From that point on, the game takes on a different intensity. Brazil pushes its lines forward, brings more players closer to the attack, and begins to press more intensely. The ball starts to circulate more quickly. The Brazilian team understands that it needs to move the Norwegian defense, drawing the marking to one side and attacking the space on the other. The equalizer comes from a patiently constructed play. Brazil works the ball, persists, changes its attacking position, and finally finds an opening. The finish is firm and precise, leveling the score. The 1-1 draw puts Brazil back in the game, but doesn't eliminate the tension. Norway doesn't collapse. On the contrary, it continues to compete, tackling hard and trying to disrupt Brazil's rhythm. In the second half, Brazil returned more aggressively. The Celio sped up the ball circulation, pressed high up the pitch, and began to pin Norway back in their own half. Chances arose. The Norwegian goalkeeper was made to work. The defense cleared balls almost on the goal line, and the game began to smell like a comeback. Until the Brazilian team's persistence finally pays off. After a series of passes, a rebound inside the area, and a quick finish, Brazil turns the score around. 2-1. The crowd erupts, the players celebrate, and for a few minutes, it seems that the national team has found the emotional control it needed. But that's precisely where the danger lies. In a knockout game, thinking the match is already decided can be fatal. Brazil starts to retreat a little more, tries to manage the advantage, and allows Norway to advance. The Norwegian team senses the moment, puts more players in attack, forces crosses, contests second balls, and turns the final minutes into constant pressure. The drama intensifies. Brazil tries to control the clock, but controlling the clock against a physically strong team demands absolute precision. One wrong pass, one unnecessary foul, or one poorly cleared ball can change everything. And in this prediction, that's exactly what happens. In the final minutes, Norway sends the ball into the box. The Brazilian defense fails to clear it completely, the loose ball remains loose, and the shot is scored amidst the scramble. Goal 2-2. The game slips from Brazil's grasp at the end of regulation time and goes into extra time with enormous emotional weight. In extra time, the game changes in nature. It's no longer just technique versus organization. It's about endurance, fear of making mistakes, physical exhaustion, and mental control. Brazil still has more quality with the ball, but no longer has the same intensity. Norway, even tired, remains alive, protecting its area and waiting for a chance to surprise. The Brazilian team creates one or two clear opportunities. They try to win before penalties, push Norway back, and search for the winning goal. But the ball doesn't go in. The Norwegian defense holds firm, the goalkeeper makes saves, and the score remains tied until the end, 2-2. Then comes the most tense scenario possible, a penalty shootout. For the fans, a penalty kick often seems like a lottery, but in a World Cup, each kick requires technique, study, choice, courage, and emotional control. It's not enough to just shoot hard. You have to choose the corner, stick to your decision, and execute under maximum pressure. In this prediction, Brazil struggles greatly in the shootout. Norway converts important penalties and puts pressure on the Brazilian penalty takers. Each walk to the penalty spot seems longer. Every save, every miss, and every goal completely changes the atmosphere. The Brazilian goalkeeper needs to be decisive, and he is. In a crucial penalty kick, he rises above the kicker, reads the movement, and makes the save that keeps Brazil alive. From then on, the responsibility returns to the Brazilians' feet. The final penalty kick demands composure, precision, and courage. The ball goes into the net. Brazil qualified. In this scenario, after a 2-2 draw in regulation and extra time, Brazil defeats Norway 3-2 on penalties. It wouldn't be an easy qualification, nor a perfect performance. It would be a victory by the skin of their teeth, marked by suffering, reaction, error, resilience, and composure in the decisive moment. The big warning in this scenario is clear. In the World Cup, tradition helps, talent matters, but nothing replaces concentration. Against an organized and physically strong team, any detail can change a team's fate. Set pieces, defensive recovery, emotional control, and decision-making are not small details. In knockout rounds, it is precisely these details that separate qualification from elimination. Therefore, the predicted scenario is this: Brazil and Norway draw 2-2 after regulation time and extra time, and Brazil advances on penalties 3-2. Again, this is just a prediction for analysis and entertainment, not an official result. If this scenario proves true, Brazil remains alive in the World Cup, but leaves the game with an important message. In knockout matches, nobody wins just by reputation. You have to play, suffer, resist, and decide. If you enjoy this type of game analysis and prediction, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment with your prediction for Brazil vs Norway and share this video with that friend who's watching the World Cup with you.